Hey guys, Jacob here. It's having a pretty relaxed day, but I thought instead for just sitting down in the dark, I would try to give you some light. So, I figured it'd be nice to talk about my character for CartoonBuff and basically tell you the history. I'll be leaving, you know, hat. I'll be leaving, Mr. Top Hat out of this just because, you know. He's a newer character, and he's not too developed yet. Even though I think he's a pretty funny character, in my opinion, I want to sort of keep him out of history until he gets more developed. But I will be making a history of him. But basically, I'll start with the cartoon buff. Before I would talk about the cartoon buff, I guess I'll tell you somewhat my origins. Sorry if I said that wrong. Just to get you an idea where I come from. I'm not gonna talk about too personal stuff of my life. You know, just talking about, you know, what got me in. Well, I started at a young age watching a bunch of cartoons as a kid, and even though I liked a lot of movies, cartoons held a special place in my heart. In fact, when I get older, I would love to be an animator. It's my passion. I love animation. So yeah, the a lot of my favorite cartoons were Looney Tunes, Popeye, Betty Boop, and some Disney stuff. But I mostly was into the more crazier stuff, like a lot of Tex Avery cartoons, Max Thrasher. And basically, when I moved in with my grandparents, I was more and more into animation, where my brain got a little bit. It's hard to reframe. My brain almost blown up. Not literally, it was just with so these ideas. And I even went back to my childhood of cartoons, like Ed and Eddie and such. So what happened was but what happened was at the time when I was getting back into my childhood cartoons and more stuff, I was getting pretty critical at that point. Meaning, I was really judging movies because I got into my, nostalgia phase. Everything has to be great. I guess I'm sort of there. I mean, I'm not. You get what I mean. Not much how I used to be, oh. But at the time, I was pretty nostalgic. And later on, I found the critic scene on the internet. Like, I found people like when Kara, where bad comics burn.
The fourth wall, basically.
Yeah, the fourth wall. And basically, when I found that, I was so afraid. Don't get me wrong, I thought his jokes were hilarious and funny, but I never, ever, never thought in my life you could make a review like that. Because, how can I refrain it? I was afraid because, I can't really say I was afraid, but it was more, it shocked me in many ways. Because it was just, how could you make not cartoon, but how can you make like a review like that? I was trying to figure it out. Later on, I found Nostalgia Critic. I love that.
Yeah, the first episode we saw was Milk Bunny.
Well,
That grabbed our attention pretty good.
yeah, he was like reviewing this really bad movie, like this really terrible movie. Yeah, but the first episode I ever seen him in was his It review, and man, it was so hilarious. And I'm trying to figure out how can people make a review like this. I was like, but I even know Bane was like, what was sort of, you know, shocked you can make a review like that, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was shocked really. I just found it hilarious. I mean, the way some people do it, throw some jokes in there, make it a bit fun. I think mostly the reason why. Sorry about the noise. I'm as I
You
have
can
a
talk to, by the
construct.
way.
I have a construction kit going on and I'm putting it up right now. But what I really enjoy about Doug's videos, I'd say, is how he tries to be serious, and also this also goes with Alex from I Hate Everything. He just
Yeah.
tries to be serious yet have some humor in there.
Mhm.
I mean, who doesn't love a bit of humor? I
Yeah.
mean,
But I was like trying to figure out how can you make the formula like that? Review, but it's funny and it's like what? And later on, I found people like Benty Looney and the Angry Video Game Nerd and others. And I was actually figuring out a lot of the stuff what been pushed down. Meaning, like, I've been finding a lot of the stuff what not a lot of people who are fans of this genre of like critics know or like, and I like a lot of them, like Dom Perignon and all that people. And when I was finding that, I was finding other stuff too. And I sort of took the idea from the Mask at first. I wanted to do the Jim Carrey thing, and that was my original plan, except for I wear glasses for Mask. But I sort of dropped that idea because I didn't really want to copy Jim Carrey that much. But I still took some ideas from the Mask, some influences.
and another reason you can't do it because you can't swallow down a whole thing of dynamite and say that's a spicy meatball. You couldn't do that at all.
Probably not.
Well, and you couldn't allow a woman. That's the sad part.
Mm,
And you can turn into a wolf and just start howling like crazy.
yeah. But anyway.
That's the worst part about it.
But anyway.
Right, folks?
Yeah. But anyways, I took a lot of cartoonist humor, and one of my favorite stuff is, and the reason why I love these critics reviews, it's just, it sort of brings it back to, let's have this really childish cartoonist humor, something we grown up with our youth, but mix it with a really adult, really mature humor. And I love that. And I think critics sort of, funny internet critics sort of bring it back to that. And, I started out with very little. If anyone watched the videos, you would know I started out with very little, pretty much. I started out with just a camera and me talking, and I guess you could say I was doing my version of it, and I was just sort of doing plop. Now I'm sort of experimenting with Fortish, but, what I will do again. But to tell you the truth, I sort of like that format. But however, that was sort of my idea. I would take the glasses and come this wacky guy. The idea was I wanted to sort of have this character that was sort of like half human, like he was half human, half cartoon, like a humanoid cartoon character. And I don't know, it was pretty awesome, and it's at least in my opinion. And that's the thing, you guys. A little advice out there: don't be afraid to do something you like. If you want to do it, but no one else really likes it, but if anyone, your friends say they don't like it, but if you like it and you really love the idea, just put it on. You don't know. A lot of people on the internet now. People may see your vision and they'll like it too. You know, I, you know, I mean, I don't really have too much of a fan base, I guess, but I do have fans. So I have people who watch my videos, and that's good. And, so it has to be someone who likes my humor. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. But other thing too, I sort of took a lot of references and a lot of my ideas from punk rock. I just love punk. I just don't get it from comedy. Actually, well, I do get it from technically just comedy, but not just that. You can find comedy influences in even music, you guys. Punk is a big example of this. I even got some influences from jazz, some hip hop, and, rock and roll, of course. I take a lot of influence from musical genres too, and the way how I flow. It's not just cartoons and funny movies. I take a lot of that from music too. The Ramones, anytime you would watch their interviews. Well, actually, Ramones interview, like a old Ramones interview, and count down and try to count down how many times they tell jokes. You would never ever, you know, figure it out because I can't figure it out because the way how they tell the humor. But yeah, I try to really do that. But by the way, if you can figure it out, leave it in the comment section to see how many jokes they made. That would be a pretty cool idea. You don't have to do it by the way; it'll be too hard. I can't do it. So, well, and again, I'm not that good with math, but anyways, but that was sort of how the cartoon buff began. Originally, I was gonna call him J. Paul, but I thought, Jacob J. Paul. That's too similar to my name, and to be honest, J. Paul, it sounds too corny. So but I was still trying to come up with a good name, so I came up with the word cartoon buff. But yep, that's basically my history with the cartoon buff, and I'll see you again. Bye.